Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I eat healthy from Deliveroo. If you're anything like me, as an entrepreneur, business owner, business leader, etc., you're probably at a place where you are sick to death of eating from Tupperwares. I know I never want to eat out of a Tupperware again, or not frequently anyway. I'm nearly 40 now. I have no desire to do that. Time is more precious. I want to enjoy everything that I put in my mouth, so getting in shape, staying in shape is even more sustainable. And this is something we have to teach our clients to do inside our Built to Last program as well, because a lot of them travel like me, they work long hours and their time is heavily compromised. And especially at the end of a day, the last thing they want to do is prep their food, cook their food. They want to outsource that. And for me, one of the easiest ways to do that is via Deliveroo. And I really believe there is a misconception with Deliveroo that people automatically assume that it has to be unhealthy if you are eating from Deliveroo. It's absolute nonsense. You just need to know what approach you need to make when it comes to ordering from Deliveroo. Now, of course, if you want to bullshit yourself and opt for really, really bad fast food options and just eat shit because you can't be bothered to be a little bit more creative with maybe researching healthier food places, then by all means crack on. But if you are someone who wants to stay in shape, then that isn't going to get you anywhere, okay? Now, I'm currently in Dubai. Whether I'm in Dubai or London, I still use Deliveroo and have really consistently for the last 18 months. I just have no desire to make my food in the evening. So what I'm going to show you now is a typical example from a place called Bowlful, where I order pretty much most evenings, especially Monday to Friday, pretty much the same order each week, just because I like the food. Meets my needs, gives me energy, helps me look the way I want to, perform the way I want to. But I'm going to show you exactly when I'm looking at the menu, what I look for, and then I'm going to show you what that food looks like when it arrives at my apartment. And even though I'm in Dubai and I have set places that I tend to eat from, it's more of the mindset, the approach, and the simplistic way that I break down a menu, then order food that I want you to have your biggest takeaways from this video, okay? So what you see here is a few of my favorite places that I order from, but I'm going to click on Bowlful. So this has so many great different options. As you can see, there's my regular orders, which aren't cheap, which I'll come on to in a second. But a lot of people, when they're on these menus, they skim through and they are not conscious about how they're going to get the protein, how they're going to get their carbs, how they're going to get their fats. All I do is keep things very, very, very simple. First of all, I'm thinking, where am I going to get my protein? Always, always, always thinking, in anything I pick off this menu, where am I going to get my protein? Then I make sure I've got plenty of good carbs, I've got some fats and vegetables of some capacity. Now, of course, with Bowlful, most things on here have generally got some protein, some vegetarian options too, but what I do here is build my own bowl. Now I know not all restaurants are going to have a bowl, but it's still the same principles that I want you to be thinking about. So in terms of building my own bowl, right, before I start thinking about what is my base, I'm going to think about what is my protein, right? Because generally this is carbs slash vegetables, and I'm looking at this. Choose your protein. Now these are smaller gram proteins. They're between 100 and 140 grams raw weight protein, which, as you can see here, is only around 20 to 30 grams protein tops. Now that isn't enough for me in my evening meal. I want to be touching 40 to 50 minimum. So what I do, I upsize my protein. Because I tend to eat fish, especially during the week, I will add that because I've got my protein in. I'll then go to my base. I pick a whole food, real food, white rice for my carbs. Rice, really simply. So even if you're ordering off a menu, address first of all, where's my protein coming from? Where's my carbs coming from? And then I bulk the rest of the meal out with a mixture of veggies, carbs, fats. I'll have citrus kale, phenomenal vegetable. I will have broccoli with chili flakes, so I've got 2 lots of greens. I love the black bean chili. brilliant fiber, and again, you get a little bit of protein from that too. And then I also have bean sprouts, just to give it some additional flavor and crunch. And there are lots of other options on this menu, for example, but what you see there is I've already picked a carb, I've picked a protein, I've picked my greens, and then I've picked a couple of other things that are still great food, but give it a little bit more taste. And you can add some additional sides on this. I'm not endorsing bowlful, so I'm not going to go too heavy on that just now. It's very easy here to add in, for me, calories you don't really need, right? Feta cheese, goat cheese, Parmesan cheese. If you're looking to maintain your body weight, you probably don't want to eat these things unless you're factoring them into your overall calories. Then I have some spring onions, minimal calories. Then I add some fats here, so this makes the meal really tasty. This is broken down peanuts, peanut dressing that gives it like a tasty sauce. If you're going to add any additional sauces into your food, you can't really go wrong with things like balsamic vinegar or apple organic cider vinegar, mustard. I even get an extra dressing of that, and that's that. Add that. Now, yes, of course, this isn't like cheap as such doing this, but when you're a business owner and entrepreneur, your time is worth more than outsourcing your food, in my opinion, especially as an entrepreneur. And by doing this, you find it a lot easier to eat healthy food that's tasty. But if you look at that meal there, I only eat 3 meals a day. And for me, I need to get even more protein in the evening. That one piece of salmon is not big enough. So what I do is think of ways from that menu, where can I get more protein in? Now, of course, this is a fantastic healthy food option, bowlful. So it's very easy for me to go, right, I need to add some more protein. So I'll add 150 grams of shrimp. That'll give me around 25 to 30 grams of protein. And then because I want some extra carbs as well, because there's not crazy amounts of rice in the bowl, I will then add some boiled potatoes. So if you actually look at the food so far, I've picked salmon and prawns as my protein. I've got rice and potatoes as my carbs. I've got some vegetables. I've got some crunch, of course, within the bowl, and some peanut sauce, a little bit of fats. But I'm not done there. What I still want to add, because for me, there's not enough greens, and I always like to eat between 250 to 350 grams raw weight of veggies each day, I will add some additional broccoli, some extra greens. Why? Great for fiber, fills you up, and great for your digestive system, of course. You're only as healthy as your gut and your digestive system. You are what you eat, remember. You digest and you don't excrete. So I'll have that. And then because my evening meal is my biggest meal, I'll also have some guacamole and flaxseed crackers, for some healthy fats. That's like the equivalent of having a medium avocado, and you get plenty of fiber, of course, from the flaxseed crackers. So yes, that's a decent order, but I look at this is like having 2 meals in one, because before this, all I have is, earlier in the day, I would have had something along the lines of a bowl of oats with some fruit and 4 eggs. I would have had a protein shake with some more fruit and almond milk. So this is my biggest meal, and I need to make sure I'm eating plenty of protein. So if you look at my meal there, I have had 180 grams of salmon, 150 grams of prawns. So if you want, as you see them in a plate later on, you'll have salmon, you'll have prawns. And then if you look at my carbs, I've got rice, I've got potatoes, I've got broccoli, and it hasn't added the extra broccoli, so I'll add that on there. I'll make sure I've got plenty of greens in. I'm getting my fats from guacamole and peanut sauce, and I'm having some crunch, so they're like extra veggies and black bean chili, just to give it a bit more flavor. And again, great source of protein also. So it's a well-rounded meal, it's healthy, it's variety, it's colorful, but above all else, I've very much simplified, first and foremost, where am I getting my protein from? Where am I getting my carbs from? Where am I getting my fats from? And vegetables from? And most importantly of all, it's real, high quality, solid food. And I order that, it's with me in 25 to 30 minutes, and it doesn't eat into anywhere the time that I allocate for family and business. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And here we have bowlful. Low maintenance, saves me time. I never get bored from eating here. I've never been as strong, never found it as easy to stay lean. since I've outsourced my food, because they make the protein taste nicer, they make the carbs taste nicer, they make the fats, basically they make my food taste nicer. And the reason people are failing with their health and fitness goals is they don't like what they eat, or they're not pre-prepared with what they eat, because they're trying to do outdated methods that worked in their 20s. If you're still trying to live out of Tupperware as a busy entrepreneur, and you're not where you want to be physically, you don't look like the way you did in your 20s, it's probably because the way you're managing your food isn't working right now. So outsource. I spend a lot of money per month on my food, but I make that back in business because I have more time. So this is the food. I'm going to show you what I was talking about via my phone, how that looks on a plate. It's a massive meal, which I love in the evening. I try and eat a lot earlier now, so I'm not going to bed on a full stomach. So important, but that's a different topic in itself. Okay, and even though my presentation skills with this might not be great, hear me out. I'm going to break down exactly what I was talking about on my phone. So as you saw, I ordered first the protein, salmon. That wouldn't be enough for me alone, especially because I only eat 3 times a day, or consume food calories 3 times a day. I need additional protein. So I've got additional prawns. So whether I order from Bowlful or anyone else, I'm literally thinking, where's my protein coming from? Okay, there's my protein. There's some of my carbs. Right, that's maybe 200 grams of potato. It's not a lot. At most, maybe 40 grams of carbs, something like that. Here, actually, I did sweet corn, right, by accident. Right. But there we have rice, kale. Okay, then we got some black beans. I actually clicked my previous order, so instead of the sweet corn, I say I usually I flick between sweet corn and broccoli. Right, so I made a bit of a hash there. But you got kale. I've got carbs from rice. You actually get carbs from sweet corn as well. Bean sprouts will give you a little bit of carbs as well. But super, super tasty. Right, this is a monstrous plate. This is exactly how I prefer to do it. And then I have additional greens. I have fats. I don't like these chilies, they burn my mouth. But if you look here, protein, carbs from rice, sweet corn. Obviously that flicks between sweet corn and broccoli, but as you can see, I've got loads of broccoli here anyway. Black beans and bean sprouts and potatoes. And then I have avocado for some fats. That's probably the equivalent of medium avocado, so that's about 300 calories, give or take. Loads of vegetables, minimal calories. And then flaxseed as well. I don't always have that, but this is for extra fiber as well. And peanut sauce. So basically these guys here are fats which are essential for testosterone, mood, and basically making sure you're not starving yourself. You know, you can't stay lean if you're not actually eating healthy essential fats. And these are great fiber sources also. So whether you order from Bowlful or anyone else, I know a lot of you just can't order from Bowlful, always think, where am I getting my protein from? Where am I getting my carbs from? Where am I getting my fats from? And is it real food as much as possible? Wherever you're ordering off a menu, if you apply those simple principles, you won't bullshit yourself. You'll eat foods that complement your goals, not contradict your goals. And you'll find it significantly easier to get in shape when you know you can just order food at the click of a button wherever you are. So as always, leave your comments. I'd love to hear your feedback. If there's anything you're unsure of, never hesitate to drop me a message, but stop making it way more complicated than it needs to be if you are trying to eat on the go, or in particular order takeaways and use places like Deliveroo. Thank you so much for watching as always. I'll see you next time.